Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Podghost.
So guys, today we thought we'd change it up and get a bit entrepreneurial, bring someone on with a lot of knowledge, a lot of know-how.
Yep.
You may have seen him on The Apprentice, very well known on social media. He's been flying around quite a bit on TikTok and Instagram.
Yeah,
recently.
100%. I've been seeing him everywhere.
So further ado, guys, without further ado, we'd like to bring onto the show Mr. Sohail Chowdhary.
Thank you very much. Good to be here, and I'm excited to be here as well. You know, I've seen a lot of what you guys do, and yeah, I'm a big fan. You know.
Thank you, my bro.
Oh,
We
I
actually
appreciate
reached
that,
out
man.
to Sohail like about over a month ago now.
Yes.
And
yeah.
we were struggling with the timing and stuff. And he was
Yeah.
like, when I'm getting to London, I'll tell you, because you've been mad busy, bro.
Busy man.
Honestly, yes, yeah. Like when you're on a show like the one that I've just been on, like
Yeah.
things get absolutely crazy. So you're just flying all over the place. Even today, I made the 2.5 hour journey just to come see you guys as well.
Bro,
So
I
appreciate that, man.
dedication
Thank
for
you.
you
Did you
guys.
see that, guys? 2.5 hours to get it. Big
It's
love.
worth it. It's worth it.
So, bro, you know what? We always want to start off by asking you. You're obviously really well known in the world of entrepreneurship, business. How did you actually get into business, and what was the first time you thought, you know what, I want to create my own business, and this is the line for me?
Yeah.
So do you know what I wanted to do when I was young?
Yeah.
Like everyone's got it in them that they want to have these dreams and what jobs they want to do. For me, it was just about being a business owner, right? But I never really had the opportunity until I got fired. So I was actually working in accounting at this company called PwC. You might have heard of them, huge
Yeah.
company. And you have to do 15 exams. Now I got to exam number 7, and it is the first exam I ever failed in my life. Failed it, and I lost my whole career because of it. So
One exam?
One exam. Literally one exam, right? I wasn't book smart enough, and that was it. They were like, right, you got 4 weeks and you're out the door. But alhamdulillah for it, because then that gave me the opportunity to make my business. And so I was like, do you know what? Chuck in £200. Let's just see what happens, see where it goes.
Yeah.
It grew from there. And it was one of those blessings in disguise.
£200 you invested first.
£200.
What was the business?
So it's a martial arts club. So I actually have a martial arts business, and
brilliant.
we teach kids from the age of 3 upwards. So
Yeah.
it's really, really good. It's family friendly. You know, we're not one of those clubs that produces the world champions and all this sort of stuff. We develop people, so we help people. And yeah, £200, literally, alhamdulillah for it. Like we've grown. I think we've got just over 700 members now, something like that. So
wow.
if you need an army of 700, get in touch with me.
Yeah,
I can sort you out.
So we'll have the links in the caption below.
That's
But
right.
when you say martial arts, so is that something that you was into yourself, or is that just like something you just invested into and it just grew?
Yeah, so I mean, I did it when I was younger.
Okay.
So I actually did it when I was younger, and I loved doing it as well.
Yeah.
I saw the benefits that I can give to like all sorts of people.
Yeah.
So when I did it, I was helped as a child, and growing up, I was there like, do you know what? I need to do something which I'm passionate about, and I wanted to go help more people. And so alhamdulillah, the opportunity came. I took it, I ran with it, and money was a byproduct.
Yeah.
Like I never did it for like money in the first place, but it worked, alhamdulillah.
Hence the Rolex on your wrist.
Not quite a Rolex, this one. But yeah, this was this isn't like a normal standard watch, this one. It's not like tens of thousands or anything like that.
Love it.
But,
It's just
yeah.
you've been reaching out to me.
Exactly.
So, bro, so obviously you started off with the martial arts clubs, and it's a very unique thing to go into, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's not many people, in fact, I don't know anyone who's actually into that sort of stuff. But I think your love grew from it because you were into it yourself.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean that's where it all stemmed from. And do you know what? It was weird because when I got fired, everyone looked at me. They were there like, "Why are you going to go teach people how to kick and punch? Like you ain't going to make money doing that. Be an accountant, right? It's the logical thing to say." But honestly, my first year running business, I made way more than I would make as an accountant. Like way more. Running a business has its perks. If you do it with passion, it has massive perks. It's insane.
So, if you don't mind us asking, how much are we talking about? How much did you make in the first year? Moving on, not exact numbers, because obviously working for someone would be very, you know, it's a capped figure, isn't it? So, would you say it was like a quadruple the amount, triple the amount, if you don't want to go into the full numbers?
It definitely will be a lot because you stuck to it as well. So don't try.
We're gonna repeat that
You're
face
gonna
in
say,
it.
well, it was all right, yeah.
Do you know what? Alhamdulillah, it was okay. It was good. And first year, it was like I did at least triple what I'd be earning working a normal job.
Wow.
So at least triple. And the thing is as well, when you're running a business, you can make savings as well. So, you know, you're not paying anywhere near as many heavy taxes as if you were employed as well.
Course,
so, I mean, I can't complain. We all hate taxes, trust me.
Oh my God.
One of the perks of being an accountant, though, you get to save it all.
Oh, yeah,
so
exactly.
electric cars, things like that, I can sort you out.
We'll talk off camera in a bit.
Yeah.
Now, you know what, bro? It's always good to see people do well in business, because I've always felt, bro, growing up, that business is, you have to be a specific person to be in business, because it's a very cutthroat.
You got to be switched on, innit?
Yeah, man, switched on. But, bro, you know, more so, I think it's, you've got to be willing to take risk.
Yeah.
And you've got to be willing to lose. Because I think, out of 100 businesses people start, everyone thinks we're going to kill it with this. They all have a plan. They all have brainstorming sessions, naming, logos, everything. But if you think about them 100, how many actually make it?
Yeah.
I'm not even talking global. We're talking just, nationwide. There's not many companies that actually do well. What would be your view on that? Why do many companies not actually make it, but invest so much money, time, effort? What would you say is the reason for that?
I think it's consistency. Honestly, I feel like we live in a culture these days where everyone gives up so quickly. Everyone wants everything now. But it's not going to happen like that. Like literally everyone. If you have a look on social media, for example, everyone tries to put themselves out there. They put out one video, it doesn't get views, they give up. That's literally it. Whereas it's all about consistency. Same with business. I've seen so many people who they'll take a crack at it, then that's it. Their motivation is gone as soon as they start to, not do anywhere near as well. But it's about consistency. That's literally it.
So you're saying if things are not going great, just stick at it.
Yeah. 100%.
Easier said than done though, because literally when I first started, even like with social media and stuff, it's like you post 1 photo, 2 photos, 3 photos, and when you're just seeing it 59 likes, 70 likes, 2 likes, you're like, it's not for me, mate. See you later. But then it demotivates you. But I know, and then obviously that's where Yazz, when you said you got to be a certain type of person to go into that type of business, because you got to stick to it and feel like, no, 100%. I don't care. I don't care if it's 2 likes, 1 like. I'm gonna carry on, and you just get that one day where it just blows.
That's why I think Sohail just mentioned the word consistency. And we've always said that, even
100%.
being podcasters, or you could be a hairdresser, you could do anything, but you have to stay consistent. There isn't going to be a time where you feel like, nah, man, this ain't for me. So would you think that's the reason why probably a lot of businesses don't do well? They probably give up and not be consistent, isn't it?
For definite. Like, it's hard to stay motivated. Realistically, business is not easy. Like, especially it's never going to be easy.
Looking on social media and watching everyone flossing and...
this is the thing as well. Like, we're in a culture as well where everyone likes to show off. Honestly, I've done so many talks now as well.
Of course.
And the number of people that come up to me, they're there telling me that all of their friends are doing so well and all this sort of stuff. They're not. Like, just trust me when I say they're not. We had a conversation off camera as well. Oftentimes, I've seen it with some of my friends. They'll be living their lives in different places and they'll show all these amazing things. I speak to them in person.
It's nothing.
They're
like
not
that.
living that life. They're just not.
Basically fake it till you make it, innit? But some people just carry on faking it, but they don't make it.
It does happen a lot as well. Not to name any names though. We won't do that today.
No, we won't name no one. We'll name off camera. But the thing is, I don't really blame them people. Because the society we live in, bro, it's very powerful. It's probably more powerful than any school, any parent teaching their children. You are going to be a product of your society and what you see. And subliminally sometimes something that you thought was so wrong growing up, you start thinking it's all right. And there's been many occasions. So I don't really believe that, all these people that are doing that are to blame fully.
Of course,
you know what I'm saying?
Well,
How many times do you think, this is all right, man, this is all right. But you're thinking, I never used to believe that. It's because we see it so much now. That's what, like even this whole stuff about, I know we always talk about worldly things and all this school, teaching a curriculum that maybe a lot of people don't agree with now. We're not going to go too much into the political side of things, but, we can't do nothing about it. As parents and as people that are, growing up in this country, you have to stick with what is being taught, So now we're being taught right now on social media, this is the way you're going to be taken seriously. Drive a nice car, go to a nice hot country, wear a Rolex, and that's how you're going to get taken seriously. And that leads to my question with you going on to The Apprentice. Now, obviously, you made a big name from that. Even me, I come across your stuff shortly after the show was obviously shot last year. Well, it gets shot a year before, don't it?
Yeah, it gets shot a year before. So we're in May right now. Well, we're going into June tomorrow, okay? And we came out the whole process, I think, very beginning of June. So right now, they're actually filming the next series. So that's all happening right now, but it's not going to be aired until January. So that's the way it works. But filming last year was done for me, and obviously from the latest series that just happened, it's just been aired.
Exactly. So
that is sick.
You going on that, because that was something I do want to speak quite a bit about it, because I'm quite intrigued by it.
Of course,
I've always wanted to know what is the process to get on. People always have this view, not now maybe, because there's been quite a few Asian people on there, but people had this view back in the day, we don't really get given a chance on TV. I don't know how you got on. What was the obstacles you had to come across, and What made you do it?
Yeah. So do you know what? Applying is the easiest thing ever.
Online?
You literally just go online, fill out an application form. That is it.
Yeah, might as well. Yeah.
Do it. You might as well do it. I want to see you guys on the next year. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be fired before
I'll
I walk
win
in.
it. I think he'll slap you on a
I'll get a phone call. Yeah, you're fired. I ain't even started yet, mate.
So, no, but carry on.
That's literally it. That's literally how it works. You just apply for it that way. Now, I actually applied twice before.
Okay.
So the first time I applied, COVID hit. I still remember because I got the tube on the way back from London as well. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure I caught COVID on the way back. So that was the first time. They cancelled the whole thing. Obviously, because of COVID, they couldn't do anything, right? Second time I applied, Akshay got it from last year. So I don't know if you guys seen last year, but you know, Akshay, amazing person, by the way. Love the guy to bits. Yeah. But he stole that spot, annoyingly. But yeah, third time's a charm. Third time I applied for it, and then that was it. And ironically, the winner of this year as well, Marnie, I actually met her at the auditions the year before as well, because she applied a couple times before as well.
So is it something you can carry on going? So like, if you come off of it, can you reapply and go back on? Or is it just a one time?
Yeah, no, you can apply for it and go back onto it again. Yeah.
I don't think no one's ever done that, have they?
As in been on the show?
Yeah.
Oh no, I don't think you'd
can't go on and
just go on it once, innit?
Yeah, you can't go back on and on again.
I think it's only once, but then again, some people might not want to go back on again, considering what you actually do find out when you're on the show.
Of course.
So now, hold on. So you applied now. They've written you an email back and said, you know, you've been selected to come on.
Yeah. Do you know what? It was quite funny, right? Because they do this thing, because you're on a Zoom call, and then they're about to tell me that I'm on the show. And the guy was there, and he's there like, all right, cool, you're going to be on the show. I got really excited. You know, if you've got a laptop, right, you can kind of like be on your phone like this.
Yeah.
I started messaging my family. I was like, oh my God, I'm on the show. I'm going to be on it. And then the guy goes, do not tell anyone. There's a massive 50-page contract. I'm like, delete. So I'm trying to get rid of the whole thing as well. It's pretty crazy.
So how long did you... So once you got told via Skype, was it? Or Zoom? Whatever.
On Zoom, yeah.
Zoom, yeah. So you got told you're back on. You're going to go on the show. From there onwards, how was your mindset going into that? Yeah. Were you thinking like, bloody hell, you know, I'm going on TV, I've got to be someone I'm not? Because it's easy for us to say on this program, oh, you know, I just was myself. But really and truly, if you think I'm going to be on TV in front of the whole nation, everyone's watching me. Innit? Yeah, and you always have to think, oh, certain people are going to know if I'm acting, or because people know you, innit? So for you now to go on, how was that for you? Did you need to tweak a little bit? Or did you just go straight the way you are?
So I always wanted to be myself. I know a lot of people do say it, but that's genuinely true for myself. I was as I was. You know, even when it comes to the small things. So for example, you know, they had all the winning treats, and they'll have alcohol and things like that. Right? I'm myself. I ain't going to be touching that stuff.
Of course.
Literally, that's just it. Yeah. Like every single time. Yeah. I'm always going to be myself. But I'm not going to lie to you. When you start to realize that you're about to be on the show, where literally you get 9 million viewers, something like that. It's a lot of people.
Of course.
You have to portray yourself in the right way.
Yeah.
Because anything you do wrong, then it's going to look awful just everywhere. And it's not just me going on there. I'm representing all the Pakistanis, all the brown people, 100%. All the Muslims, you know? Yeah. And I can't be getting that wrong.
100%.
So I was myself, but I kept that wary in the back of my mind that if I do something stupid right now, it's going to reflect bad on everyone. And I didn't want that to be the case, you know, because we need good representation. That's the way.
100%. 100%.
For me, that was important.
So you're saying, because you're sticking to the fact of being, you know, because you mentioned alcohol and stuff, is that something that you think very strongly about, you know, making money the halal way? I'm not saying in a rude way, I'm not like stereotyping no one or having to go at no one, but a lot of people nowadays, we meet them, I don't think they have boundaries anymore.
They don't.
Even as their religion, even about what religion you follow, with respect to all religions, but there are rules in religions.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Now, when you start making money doing the wrong stuff, you can't ever sugarcoat that.
Exactly. Yeah.
So is that the view you've always had?
That's always the view I've had. Do you know what? There's a lot of barakah when you do business properly. And controversial opinion, when it comes to these restaurant owners, you have all of these Muslim restaurant owners that will be selling alcohol. Yeah. For me, it's like, what are you doing? Like, you shouldn't be doing that. There's so many different ways you can be running things and running business. Like, you shouldn't be compromising your religion for wealth.
Of course.
And for me, that's really important. So important. And people said it to me before. They're like, I have to sell alcohol to make money, to survive. I'm there like, go and get a 9 to 5. Get a 9 to 5, do a side hustle as well. Why are you spending all your time doing haram when you know it's haram? Like, you shouldn't be doing that.
Of course.
So I know it might be controversial. Probably a lot of the Bengali society might hate me right now, but there we go.
No, bro, you know
even just saying that about the alcohol, it comes into any business that you're technically going into, because with you being an entrepreneur, you're obviously looking at ways to make money. Now, has there ever come a time where you've probably thought, like, you know what, going down this route, like, for example, selling
alcohol,
you're making, like, let's just say 100 grand, and then not selling alcohol and just opening a restaurant, you're making 30 grand or 20 grand. That's a massive difference.
It's a big difference, but can you compromise that for religion?
No,
you know, if that's your morals and beliefs, I'm a strong believer that your morals and beliefs you should stick to, like always. And if someone's going to pay me 100k to do something completely which is against my morals and beliefs, I wouldn't take it. You know, a million,
that was the question.
However much, like, I just would not take it at all. And for me, that's so important. And again, it goes with the whole thing. You know, I'm on this TV show, I'm on this platform, and they could have offered me money to be like, right, actually, just hold this alcohol drink or whatever. Don't drink it, but even just hold it. I'm not doing that. Like, I'm sticking to my morals. That's the way I think it should be, personally.
Nah, that's brilliant. So cause, exactly that situation. It's like me holding this red cup right now. No one knows what's inside it. I'm just saying.
We're not going to G him up.
No, I'm just saying. For example, it's like, you know, I know what you're saying, because, like, how hard is it for me to just go, cheers, and then put it back down? But then it still go against the fact of that.
But bro, you know, you obviously mentioned alcohol and you mentioned stuff like that, and obviously we know that the industry and the society you're around, we know how the corporate world works, you know, and a lot of it is about hospitality, going out after work, mingling in bars, networking. Networking. That's the word. Meeting people. And you know, I always speak to my partner about it, and I always said, because she's been very, you know, she was in a corporate field for quite a while herself, and she was very, like, sometimes she'll come home and say, you know what, it's all about alcohol and bars after work. So you being into that field, obviously going into The Apprentice and stuff like that, you just know the world really, like, especially UK, it's like a culture, bro, where you have to be either someone who's willing to sit around places like that, or a lot of them get actually 100%. Sucked into it just to fit into society, which leads to higher roles, or they start liking you more because you're one of them, they say. But with us, like what you're saying, when you rock them molds, do you think that affects people's chances of progressing in that field?
100%. Look, I was in a big corporate world. I've been in the corporate world, and I know what it's like. And realistically, everyone says that there's no racism in today's world. There's no active racism. There's a lot of passive racism. Agreed. You know, discrimination laws and all this sort of stuff when it comes to employing people exists for a reason, because it is still there, even subtly. Like, when you're a brown person and you're competing against all these other, like, rich white people, it's hard. You do have to put in that little bit of extra effort just to stand out and just to make yourself known. And unfortunately, it's one of those things. But at the same time, it makes you tougher. So I say it to all my brown people, like, if you guys are out there, just keep on working, because it's going to make you stronger as a person. Come 10 years into the future, you're going to be a stronger person than everyone else that gets handed things to them.
So if I was to say to you, do you reckon racism exists in that part of the world, in that part of business? Would you say yes or no to that?
I would say yes. Not actively, but passively, I would say yes.
Because, you know, we can go to so much detail with this stuff. You
even look online and you see all the higher up people, and you hardly ever see them being brown.
You do. And I always think, like, maybe, I think the only ones who are doing well are the ones that are filthy rich. The guys that come from, who get, you know, consortiums behind them and major backing with, you know, India or Pakistan or the Arabs, for an example, in the football world.
Yeah, well, I mean, put it this way, like, these equality laws have come in when it comes to employing people. They came in for a reason. Like, if there was no issue, they wouldn't be the law. That's the way that I look at it.
True.
You know, it's there for a reason. That's all you got to say on that.
It does become a bit hard, like, just touching on the thing that you said, when you're going into pubs and bars and stuff like that, it's like, imagine you're trying to get, like, a promotion or something like that. You can't even chill with your manager, and, like, someone like, you know, XYZ down the road, who's not even probably great at his job or anything like that. He's just having a few drinks with his manager and getting to know him. Oh, I really like this kid. Boom, he shoots up. Whereas you, who puts in the graft and the hard work, and because you can't mingle around these places, you're probably not.
But I think that's where your questioning kicks in, don't it? That's your morals kick in.
Of course.
Where you think, am I going to sell my bum for a bit of crumb? Do you know what I mean? No, real talk.
It always starts with a little orange juice and a Coke.
But then a lot of people like yourself, my bro, you've actually had that thing where you think, nah, I can't.
I'm good. I'll go the long way.
Yeah, because we get taught that growing up as well, don't we, bro? Like, if depending on how religious your family is, and again, no matter what religion it is, you know, there are rules and regulations, and I've respected that, bro. I didn't, no, not in a rude way, I didn't expect you to, not because I don't know you personally until now, I didn't think maybe a lot of people in this industry have that open mind, as they say, that, you know what, if you do it, you do it.
Of course,
fine.
and do you know what? I don't blame him because it's easy to fall into that trap, right?
Course
You
it
want to
is.
make yourself stand out. You
Of
want to be
course.
good at business. You want to be driving a Lamborghini. And a lot of people will do whatever they can to,
Yeah.
and they unfortunately sometimes do lose their way. I don't blame people for doing it, but it's one of those things like, I just wish people would stick to their morals a little bit more when it comes to everything in life.
Yeah.
People are getting better at it, but yeah, stick to your morals. It's such an important lesson.
But talking about Lamborghini, so like obviously when you're you're an entrepreneur and you obviously make good money, Rolex and that.
Alhamdulillah.
But
It's not a Rolex as well. This one.
Well, for us, it's a Rolex.
it's a Rolex. But look, I've got nothing.
We've said this. Look, we've got empty wrists, bro. We don't do these things.
This one here, this is a standard watch. Okay, I don't spend like.
So
huge,
where is
huge
that
amounts.
Rolex you walked in with all diamond encrusted? Have you hit it?
I actually don't spend much money. Like you'll be surprised.
That
like,
was my
when it
question.
comes-
What have you spent on? Like, don't you go out there? Don't you feel like, I want a Lambo?
So
few watches?
Yeah.
I don't spend huge amounts of money.
Yeah.
So when it comes down to things like if you look at my bank balance, right, it's
Yeah.
not huge when it comes to the spending amounts because I don't spend on big items. I like to keep it simple.
Yeah.
That's the way that I do things.
Yeah.
So yeah, I tend to invest more than anything.
Oh, smashed it.
That's it. That's smart.
That's
We
smart,
can't
yeah.
catch him. I think he's a bit too smart.
Yeah,
for us.
100%,
We're
yeah.
trying to get him to drop fingers and say, "Yeah, I spent this."
Yeah. We
Bro,
don't
you
even
know-
want to ask what you parked up in.
Yeah, exactly. Where is the car? It's outside. We'll show you at the end what car it was. But yeah, bro, you know what? Sticking to the Apprentice because you can see I'm really like, I've never actually sat with someone who's been on the show.
Yeah, same.
Sir Sugar, Alan Sugar. I want to know.
Lord.
No, I'm not calling him that. No. When you met Alan Sugar, how was it for you? Did you get? Does he really have that persona of like being mean, or does he actually come? Is he actually a nice guy, and that is just an image that he puts on?
Yeah, is that him
Yeah.
in real life?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Well, look, everyone's got their TV personalities and who
Course.
they actually are like as well. Don't get me wrong. Like I do think he's quite an abrupt person. Like when it comes down to it, and he's quite
Generally,
impatient
yeah?
as well. Yeah. He is like how he is on TV.
He is,
He
yeah.
can be like that. Although there are some moments where you just see him walking around and stuff. I'm not gonna lie to you. He's like the little friendly grandpa. Like he would just be walking through the room and just be there like waving to everyone, just saying hi and stuff. And it's quite interesting to see. So, you will see that TV personality, but they do have their like off-screen personality as well.
Yeah.
Because you can imagine like he's not going to be like that around his grandkids.
No, of course, yeah,
He's
yeah.
going to be this like
Yeah, of course.
normal person.
Yeah.
And
But I'd always imagine him walking around and like, as soon as you see him in the corridor, it's like squeaky bum time. You think you got to sit up straight, get nervous and that.
So did you actually, like, away from the recording time, did you actually get time? Did you spend time with him? Did you get to speak to him? Did you, things like that, or was it
So-
just recording and leave?
So we weren't allowed to. So it was supposed to be just recording and leaving, and that was it. But then there were some moments, not quite with Alan Sugar, but with like Karen and Tim, for example, where you can speak to them off camera because they were following us around quite a lot.
Right.
But no, not with Alan Sugar. Like, we couldn't really do that too much with him. Although a couple of parts here and there, he'd be walking by and stuff. We would say hi, but it's mostly when you're in the boardroom. So the boardrooms are really, really long days, and you actually get to know them quite well.
Yeah.
So when you're in the bottom three, especially, you're just having a random conversation for a good amount of time.
Of course, yeah.
So what looks like about probably 5 minutes on screen is probably about an hour's worth of recording.
Wow.
And then you get to have normal conversations.
Yeah.
He was asking me about my business, what I do, how I started in a council house, all this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Normal conversations. That's where you have it instead. But he was quite nice. Off camera, like, he can be quite nice.
Oh, wow.
No, yeah.
You never thought that, would you?
Nah.
Because, bro, naturally, look, we've been in entertainment for quite a while. We know how the videos and, the whole production stuff works. But, to think that, you record for a whole day and then they break it, cut it down to what, half an hour, 45 minutes?
I saw in one of your question and answers, like, you got to wake up like 4 a.m. sometimes.
Yeah, it was long days as well, like really long days. So the boardroom days were actually, so when we do tasks, there's day 1, day 2, day 3.
Yeah.
And let's say the boardroom day, that's an entire day's worth of filming that's squeezed into about 20 minutes, if that, probably a little bit shorter than that as well.
Yeah.
And so many things are cut out, like so many. On tasks as well, if you imagine, we flew out to Antigua, there's 18 of us, there's 4 sub-teams, right? And you have camera crew following us around.
Yeah.
So for an entire day, 4 cameras rolling, that's 4 days worth of footage. They cram all of that down into 20 minutes.
That's mental.
They cut out so much.
Yeah.
I feel bad for the editing team.
Yeah.
You can see
Same.
why. You can see why we'd film it in finishing up in June. It won't be released till January because they have to go through so much. They have to build the story and everything else.
That's a
like
lot of
props
footage to
them.
go through.
Yeah.
So you went to
props them.
Antigua with the whole team. Was that funded by the BBC or did you have to...
all sorted by the BBC. When we go on the process, we don't pay for anything. No food, nothing like that.
Pickups, drop-offs?
Yeah, literally.
Roti salad and everything.
Roti salad. I wish.
Dal.
Do you know what? There was so much takeaway. I was missing my roti and salad.
Serious?
Did you know? I actually was. I came back home and was there like, right, dal time.
Yeah,
That was
please.
it.
Yeah. Oh, mate.
You been too much
good dal.
fish and tuna sandwich, egg mayo and that.
Caviar.
No, bro, you know what? It's quite interesting. You know, when you were, I'm sitting there listening to you. Honestly, I'm actually thinking like, I wonder how. I've always wanted to know how it feels to be on the show. Like, again, sticking to the show. When you're all like you're together, do you find you arguing with other contestants and off camera? Because it must happen quite a bit because there's so many egos in that room.
Yeah.
Because you're all like people with money, and you're people that are on the show are people with money. So do you reckon it's more when you're on the show and you're having arguments with your own contestants? What would you say the main reason for that is? Is it ego, or would you say it's more frustration?
Yeah, so when you're on the show, now they select every. Oh, do you want to get that, by the way?
No, it's fine. Yeah.
You probably
I'll just go put it on silent though anyway.
Yeah.
It's the first time you've ever moved off a podcast.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, and guess what? You're not coming back. Your chair's gone. Yeah, you don't ever do that. We're actually leaving that in there just to show. It's the first time you did that.
It's the
Go
blower.
on. Yeah. So what's Alan Sugar saying?
Nah, you know what? He just said he wouldn't link up for a little caviar.
Did you tell him that so I was on the show?
Yeah, he's.
That's what he's calling.
Messed you back. Even if he, what's he talking about? He's just
What do you say about me?
So yeah, bro, caviar to the arguments. I've always,
Sorry about
that. Yeah.
Because no, the reason why I asked that question is when we normally go away in a group of 8 people, and there's always some sort of conflict. I'm thinking you guys, like everyone's after that one goal.
Yeah.
And it is dog eat dog. There's no doubt about it. You being an underdog in the sense that being
How
an
long
Asian,
are they together with as well? Like how long is the?
long
So
time.
filming
Yeah.
is literally just over 2 months.
Look at that. And it's
Now,
every day.
Yeah, literally every single day. So we're not allowed to leave anywhere at all. They're literally the only people you can speak with. You get 1 5-minute phone call a week.
You can't go
That's
home.
it. Can't go home. You can't leave the premises. Gated
2
premises
months.
as well.
Hold on a minute.
So you're trapped with these people.
So you do like a Big Brother thing.
It's like Big Brother without the cameras in the house.
I had no idea.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, yeah.
So you're telling
honestly,
me for 2 months, I thought you probably recorded and then went home.
nope. All the way through. Literally all the way through. So it's pretty intense. So even on your what's called the down days and stuff, you're still in the house and you're just there with everyone
What's the
else.
reason for that? If you obviously
So-
you know, I don't see the reason why they do that.
They try and keep it fair, and there's a lot of things to it, right? Because basically, like, as soon as you join up, right, there's this 50-page contract, and in one part of it, it's like you agree to waive all of your moral rights.
Yeah.
That's how the contract starts. Okay, so it doesn't start great.
Yeah.
And there's so many things that you can and can't do.
Yeah.
Most of the stuff is stuff that you can't do. You can't even take in like a motivational book into the house or anything like that. They do that to keep a level playing field, which I kind of understand. But in the same way, like you can't go and get emotional support from other people. They want to test you out in terms of business.
You can't bring a book in, so I'm just gonna. So you ain't got your phone on you for 2 months.
We haven't got a phone on us. There's no books.
No,
there's no
man.
TVs. There's no radios.
So you couldn't contact your family or your mum.
1 5-minute phone call a week they gave us. Or
That's
it's maybe 10
mental.
minutes, I think it was. But it was.
It's like jail.
See, I think that's a bit deep, man. I don't know. Honestly, I didn't know any of this. Do you see, guys? If any of you,
Watch Apprentice.
watch Apprentice, look at what we have to go through to get on the show.
Exactly.
It's all good watching it, but bro, I think that's a big commitment, man.
Do you know what? It was crazy as well because we started off this whole process. We were in isolation, so we had no phones, all right? That's all cool, right? But we still had our laptops. Then we started. Then we flew out to Antigua. Now imagine getting told you're about to fly out to Antigua and you just started The Apprentice. You want to be able to tell someone.
Of course,
And I wanted to. We got chucked into the hotel room. They disconnected the phone lines, so you still couldn't do it. I was there thinking, do you know what? I'll use the phone really quickly or whatever else. They disconnected it. There was no TV, no radio. You're literally just there by yourself.
And
Like,
wait, do you get told you're going to Antigua, or is it you just turn up and you're gone?
on the day, like literally, we walked into the boardroom for the first day, and then they were there like, right, first task, you're going to Antigua. We're there like, what?
You didn't get told this?
Didn't get
beforehand?
told this. None of it was told to us. Now, keep in mind, I've got 17 other people stood near me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have never spoken to any of these people in my life.
Yeah.
And now I'm flying off to Antigua with them.
Wow.
It is wild.
That's
like,
mad.
It is
That's
insane.
mental.
I'm actually shocked, bro. Like honestly, I never thought it's like this.
Wait, is that economy class or in these like private jet and that?
Do you know what? It's economy class as
Oh,
well.
okay,
You know?
yeah.
Economy.
that's
and then
fine.
Karen and Tim, they were flying in first class.
Oh, were they?
Not us, though.
Who's
No.
nicer out of them two? Who do you get along with more?
Tim.
Tim, yeah.
Yeah, Tim. I love Tim. I had like a whole train journey with him as well. But he honestly, like, in terms of TV personalities, he's one of the most down to earth people ever. He paid for my first class upgrade as well on a train. So
wow.
yeah, the guy is like living legend. He is. He's
Is
an
it?
amazing person.
Seriously, yeah. I like that, man. I like hearing stuff like that because you wouldn't like what we see on TV and all the people that watch that program. you always judge them with what you see, but you don't actually know the person.
Yeah.
You know, and that's, for you to say that, I think that's kind of, it's put like a nice positive vibe.
Yeah, of course.
But bro, honestly, I still can't forget the fact that I honestly thought you go home, you shoot the program, you come home.
So you can't go home, you don't have your phone, you can't speak to anyone outside.
But they're taking you out the country, like you're going abroad and you can't even speak
So that must
to
mean
no
they
one.
have your passports and everything as well.
Yeah, they took our passports as well.
Damn.
We had to hand everything in, and our wallets, phones, everything.
But I don't think anyone knows this.
Yeah.
Until now,
I've never known that.
I don't think if I spoke to anyone, no one would ever think that's what goes on.
Yeah, honestly, it's it's kind of nice at the same time.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you, because when you don't have your phone on you as well, it's
true.
so refreshing. Because I remember, because we're sharing bedrooms as well with these random people, and I had Mark and Avi with me as well in the room, and Kevin as well, but Kevin went out quite early.
Yeah.
But we had no phones. We bonded so well as well. Like literally, it's weird because as soon as you get rid of your phones, you are having these interactions with people which you just haven't done for ages, and it was so surreal.
Yeah.
So it was kind of nice at the same time. Then you realize you're trying to kick their asses. It's competition.
Yeah, exactly.
So who would you say out of the cult, all your contestants, would you say you made some good friends?
Yeah, for definitely.
You're still in touch with them, you link them, go out and stuff?
Yeah, lifelong friends, honestly. Like, Mark and Avi as well, you got Simba, you got loads of them on the show as well. And a lot of them are quite down to earth, just genuine people. Not everyone, but I mean, most people are. Yeah. And you get along well with everyone. So
but there's someone who, without mentioning name, there's someone you thought, what an idiot. I can't stand him.
Yeah.
I'm not saying anything before I get in trouble. I've been told off enough.
I prefer not to speak.
Nah, BBC's going to be calling me up in a second.
Yeah, exactly.
But bro, you know what? It's so, honestly, it's so good to know this because,
I'm so shocked.
It is mad, isn't it? Like when you're actually listening to the way you're saying it, I'm thinking, is it Big Brother or Apprentice?
And it's not like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 2 months.
Yeah.
Is that 2 months until you were out of it?
So I was out after, I think, 6 weeks, something like that.
Yeah.
So 6 weeks of filming time. I got out on week 7 of the task.
Yeah.
But 6 weeks is how long I was there for.
You
Then another
lasted
2, 3.
a long time, man. I've got to be honest, 7 weeks is a very good, it's not, how many people? 18?
18 people. Well, so there's 10 tasks, normal tasks. I got to week 7. And then the last 2 are just like the interviews and the finals. So, 7 out of 10 is what I got to on the normal task.
Congratulations, my brother.
Thank you.
Amazing. You did really, really well. And I can see why you did well, man. You're down to earth. I think, you know what you're doing, man. A lot of people, you wouldn't even get onto the show. What is the actual minimum? Like, what's the requirement to get onto the show? For people that are watching, they want to go on. Yeah. I'm sure you can't just apply for it if you're not someone who's into business or has the basics,
So I can't say too much because they're very secretive as a show in terms of the way that they work.
Yeah.
But there is no minimums. Like we'll just put it that way. Even if you haven't got a business idea, just go on there, just blag an idea. Because if they like your personality enough, they will put you on for your personality.
Wow.
That's the way it goes. So you don't need to be the best business person. You don't need to have a business. But
but you must need some sort of idea.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because if I went on there, what am I going to do?
Well, good. You can literally have it. If you had the strongest personality in the world, you went on there and you had the worst business idea, you probably still got on the show.
Yeah, but you know what I heard? I heard you'd have to leave a 6-figure business to go on it.
No, that's not true.
So they're all rumours then?
All rumours.
Wow.
I think it was about a quarter of the contestants this year had no business at all. Like they were either just startups or they were just employed. They were just working normal jobs.
Okay.
And they still managed to get
They just had an idea in their head.
Had an idea. I'm pretty sure, I won't say who, but one of them just didn't have an idea at all. And they just went on there, they just blagged it, and then that was it. So, I can't say who.
And how far did they make it? First week? Oh.
I can't say.
No, you know what, bro? It's that actually, hats off to you even more.
Yeah, I appreciate
that
the people
that means you're up against everyone. For every contestant, for you to go in front of them and win them over. There must have been something they liked about you, and I'm sure there's probably millions of people that apply for it.
I think there was about 70,000 people that applied.
Wow.
So there's something huge like that, but
still a huge number, isn't it?
Yeah, still a very big number, and it's not easy to get onto that show.
So how many auditions were there, or how many?
There's 3 stages of the audition rounds. So 3 of them, but I can't go into detail in terms of what they are and stuff.
Of course not.
They do the same sort of auditions each year, and then I will get in trouble again.
Yeah.
No, and it's even off camera. You did tell us that you don't want to speak too much about how they run their operations and stuff, which is respect to that, man. But honestly, bro, hearing this sort of stuff, it makes you feel like I had absolute no idea.
Yeah, same.
Even before you came on, this was actually on the spot sort of knowledge for us that this is exactly what goes on.
The moment he said you can't bring a book inside, I was like, wait, hold on.
Yeah, I know.
What do you mean?
It's crazy.
That is mental.
Yeah.
So, bro, your own personal, enough of the Apprentice stuff now, we spoke about that, and I actually feel like I know Alan Sugar now. So,
You're fired.
Yeah,
PTSD, that is.
You can say to us at the end.
Yeah.
So, you know, your own business, what you run and stuff, how do you manage to, you know, get around but still run all your businesses? Because recently you were in Dubai, wasn't you, for a little while?
Yeah, so I mean, I like to travel a lot, and for me, it's all about systems and automation. Like, that's what I do best. That's my speciality. So when it comes to anyone with a business, I want to be able to streamline it to the point where if I'm in a coma in hospital for 6 months, it can still run itself.
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't want that to sort of like happen.
Yeah, of course.
You just put me off the whole thing.
Right,
Go on, brother. So let's get you out of hospital now. Go on. You've recovered. Go on. Yeah.
So I want to be able to do it where, it can just run itself.
Yeah.
That's the way that businesses should be run.
Yeah,
of course. If a business isn't running itself, you are a glorified employee, as mean as it sounds. And for me, it's about, it has to be able to run it itself, and then that's it. Obviously, you're going to be the figurehead, and you're going to have to do like some parts to it.
Of course, yeah.
But that automation level has to be there. And so for me, when I started my business, that's what I decided to do. Chuck it in there so that things could just run themselves. I have, alhamdulillah, a big team around me now. I think I've got like about 15 or so people just in this martial arts club.
Wow.
And it does well. It does okay.
But when you say you delegate tasks to, trusted employees and stuff, you still will have to keep an eye on, even on top of a manager. Mm-hmm. That's I think that's the scariest thing about a business is, even if you're abroad, you still want to keep an eye on everything that goes on at a business. Like, we know so many business owners, and sometimes I see them still sitting there.
Yeah.
And then the first thing that comes to my head is, you're making so much money. Mm-hmm. Why are you still here?
Yeah.
If I were you, I'd be in the Bahamas or, be chilling. Antigua, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. I think it comes down to if they fail, do they really fail, or is it you who's failed or not?
Yeah, that's I just think it's because you said you delegate tasks. I think it's still, it's like a grey area. You can delegate, but only to a, to a certain level. They still need your expertise to be, like, even managers can slack. Even managers, you've seen it, I've seen it. I'm sure definitely you've seen it. Where even managers sometimes feel like they can take the piss because the owner's not here. He's left it all with me. I'm going to run my rules and my whatever I want to do. So how do you manage to keep an eye on all that when you're away?
So, I mean, don't get me wrong, that's tricky. Now, I'm not even going to lie to you. I've been quite lazy recently. So I have my martial arts classes, and what day is it today? Like
it's
Wednesday. So we've got 4 classes going on right now. Well, what time is it? Well, they would have just finished, just now, and I'm not at any one of them. Right? But I think it's about setting the standards. So for all of my instructors, all of my franchise owners, they know that the standard is there. If it's not working, things will be changed. And I'm quite strict with that as well. Like, if you're not performing, then that's it. Next person's going to come in. They're going to do a better job.
Of course,
I think if you set the standards from the very beginning, you can step back a little bit more. But realistically, like you're saying, you do have to still be there.
Yeah, of course.
People are going to take advantage as much as they can.
100%.
And trust me, I've seen it enough.
Yeah.
I've seen it. It's a crazy amount of times where people just try anything they can to get money, not do anything.
Cut corners.
Yep. It's like culture these days, isn't it?
Of course it is.
People do not want to work. It's crazy.
And I think the more authority you give someone, the more they abuse that.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean, bro? Like, I think that's probably why a lot of businesses and a lot of managers don't trust staff. They can to an extent, but I think if you do trust them blindly, it's got to be someone who's been in your business for a decade, or someone who understands you as a person.
Yeah.
And I think your social life plays a big part. Because if you've got a manager who's proper, outgoing, and when you do delegate a task to him or you delegate a job role, you want to make sure he's fit enough to do it. Mm-hmm. Not someone who's, finishing work and, he's like, I want to go home, I've got to go clubbing tonight, or I've got to be out. You want someone who's going to, preferably a family man who's going to, just wants to win.
Just to get a better understanding. So, you see, when you say martial arts, the business side of that, so what is it that is you're exactly doing? Is it just like employing coaches and
Yeah, so we take martial arts instructors. Right. So personal trainers a lot of the time as well, because they don't make much money realistically. Yeah. So what I do is I set up my classes, we chuck in a personal trainer into it as well. Yep. They'll make so much more money with us. Okay. Like so much more. I think the highest I ever paid someone was about £75 an hour.
Wow.
That's how much.
Any vacancy at the minute? But I'll take 75p an hour.
Chat to me afterwards. You got my number, yeah?
Do it, bro.
75 knocks. Yeah, honestly, like someone was earning £75 an hour. It was insane. And you know.
How does it work with your business? So is it something like, let's just say I'm that guy who's making £75 an hour through you. Then do I go off on my own way, or is it like I'm with you now?
So you still have the brand, which is our club. I, as a whole, take control of all the marketing and everything else. So I because there's a big discrepancy, right? Yeah. Martial artists are good at martial arts. They're awful at teaching, and they're awful at business, right? So what we do is we teach them how to teach. Yeah. And then the business side, I do that for them. So I'm like, right, here you go. Here's the class. Here's everyone. This is how you teach. Yeah, go do it. Yeah, then they got passion all of a sudden because they love martial arts, right? They're martial artists. Yeah. They're teaching it. They're making loads of money. Everyone's happy.
That's a win-win.
That's the way it goes. That's the gap that I feel in the market at the moment. That's the gap that I saw.
That's brilliant.
So what if someone wants to join your classes and stuff? How would they do that? Would they just go online or
normal students you're talking about? Yeah, so everyone just goes online. So again, the automation side as well. They literally go on and then there's a whole automated platform. But you know, the simple cases, they just type in their postcode, find their nearest class, book in, you're ready to go.
So how many centers would you say you have, or classes, or places?
That's a tough one because we have quite a lot of like different centers at the moment. So we don't like.
So it's not one location; it's like a franchise.
Yeah, so it's like a franchise sort of thing. So a franchise.
What's it called?
Different owners. AG Martial Arts.
AG Martial Arts. Wow.
Yeah. So we've got different places like all over the place, and there's a lot of them. So like today, for example, there's 4 of them going on, different places around Hampshire. So yeah, we're taking that across the
Anything
UK.
In East London?
Not yet. Although I've had a franchise owner who wants to like take over this area, so maybe soon.
I'll be the £75 an hour guy though if you want me to be honest.
I might be asking for more than that. I have to consider that.
Yeah.
But bro, you know what? So we want to thank you for coming on.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure. Honestly, so much knowledge we've, especially the whole Apprentice
stuff.
Yeah,
that is mental.
Wow.
Yeah.
So before you go, bro, where could people find you? And then I'm always wanting to leave the podcast with a strong message. And for someone who's young, wants to do business, and you know, want to succeed basically in this sort of environment and this sort of corporate side, what would be your message to them? If you look at the camera and just tell them, I think that's something that's really nice.
Yeah.
So in 150 years, you're going to be forgotten about. That's just the way it is. Yep. 100 years time, everyone on this planet is going to be dead right now. Yeah. And you're going to be nothing but a name in the medical records. That's literally about it. And if anything, are you really going to be known that well? Yeah. And for me, who cares? Who cares about what those people think? Just go out and do it. Because 150 years time, you're not going to be anyone. That's the way it goes for me. So literally just go out there, just do what you can. Forget people's opinions. That business you want to start, go do it. Do you want to start hitting the gym? Go do it. Forget people's opinions. Make it happen. That's what I'd say.
Sick. Yeah. That was amazing.
I'm going to the gym.
I'm going to do a gym. But I've got a lot to talk about. You're going nowhere. So guys, there you have it. Mr. Apprentice himself. You have to call you that.
Yeah.
And if you liked what you saw, guys, make sure you like, comment, share and subscribe.
And hit the bell notification so you don't miss none of our uploads.
Thank you, guys. Before we leave, there will be all the descriptions for Sohail, his club, all the stuff in the description below.
AG Martial Arts.
AG Martial Arts. Thank you so much, guys. Peace, love, we're out.